What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 26 different altcoins today with a bit of an announcement. It's the beginning of a new week, and with that, I want to begin to phase in a new rule and phase out an old rule. For a while, I've been doing unlimited requests at no restrictions at all for anybody as far as cryptos, stocks, whatever goes. I'm happy to do requests. This is a request video. Here we are talking about 26 different altcoins, all at the request of you guys, the viewers. And I love you, and I love the requests. I really do. I love that I've been able to do that for this long. But man, it is definitely showing. I feel it. I felt it for a little while now, but I think I've had the most comments recently than I've had ever in this channel, where people are literally telling me I need to get some sleep. I need to take a day off. I see it more often now than I ever have. And I think that just means that it's showing, man, that yes, I am tired. I don't know if it registers in anybody's head, but this is kind of like my nightly routine. I do this before bed, so the longer I stay up doing this, the less sleep I have, essentially. And I have for a little while now been cutting my sleep schedule down just because of these videos. And I love doing these videos, man. I love it. I love it so much that I literally will sacrifice sleep so that I can do these things. But it has gotten to the point where the sacrifice is becoming a little bit more than I can handle. And for the sake of my own mental clarity and sanity and the quality of the overall TA that I'm presenting, so I'm not just breezing through it, giving you a 30-second analysis per coin, though some really only need 30 seconds. I'm going to limit the requests. I'm going to restrict them down to two requests per person per day. I'm going to be announcing that in every single video that I make for this week. For the rest of the week, no rules still. Just totally, request what you want to request. Go for it. I can suck it up for one more week, but at the end of this week, we are going to be I am implementing that rule where now, it's the first rule and only rule on the C-Zar Gets Crypto channel, is that 2 requests per person per day. Please and thank you. And without any further ado, guys, let's get into that. I don't got anything else I want to say. Maybe one day, and I say maybe one day, definitely one day, whenever this becomes more of like a full-time thing. This is my sole source of income. Whenever that becomes a reality, I'll have more time. Right now I'm doing like 2 to 3 hours a day on this. When I have 8 to 10 hours a day to do something like this, the requests will probably open back up again. But for right now, this is what it has to be. And if it continues to get out of hand, it'll drop down to 1 request per person per day or something like that, And if it's out of hand there, I don't know what else to do, because I want everybody to at least be able to request 1 coin. It sucks that I even have to limit it to 2 coins, but it's just gotten that big, man. We're at 4,000 subscribers right now. It's going to continue to grow. It's only going to get bigger and more prominent with the requests. So being that I'm probably the most exhausted I've ever been, and literally, again, you guys are letting me know in the comments. I say most exhausted I've ever been since I've been doing these channels. Like it's cutting into the most sleep that I've like out of the whole time starting this. But man, I'm getting off on a whole tangent. I really just wanted to say we're going to be phasing out the unlimited requests, phasing in 2 requests per person per day. And with that, let's get started on the video. We're going to go over games for a living, Mint Layer, and Lit Lab for Elijah Went Up, ABT, PNG on Avalanche, Dragon Chain and Colana for Celos, Origin Trail for Purple, Polka Starter, Moon River, Moonbeam, and Flux for Flower Child, Osmosis and Kakinu for Jordan Bailey, Anchor or ANKR for Mob CCR, Celestia for Steve Letterman, Olas for Chad Shee, Farm and OGN for Go Viral or Die, Digibyte for User DK, I think. There are multiple people that requested Digibyte, but he's the first one to request it, or she. PNG and ABT for Joshua Sanker. PNG again, but this time not on Avalanche. It's just the USD pair. I don't know what it would be on any standard chart. Bob for Rockman OC. Filecoin for C-Zar is Good Guy. And we're going to go over Look and DGI to finish it off for Chad Shee. And with that, guys, that's the 26 altcoins. I will not be leaving a timestamp in the description. If you want to find the coin you're looking for, that's the list, that's the order. Replay it if you have to get it down. guesstimate where in the video it's going to be. If I have time, I will do the timestamps. I really mean it. If I have time, I will. But odds are, man, I'm already cutting into my sleep tonight, so I'm probably not going to have time. But if I do, I will leave timestamps. But that's a lot to go over, and just, you know, this video is already going to take long enough, so I'm not trying to throw extra time in that sense. I'm going to give the TA. If you want to find it, you got to go through it yourself and find it. You know, eventually I will be much better at this. Production quality will go up with this kind of stuff. Right now, I'm just more focused on the quality of the TA and less so the quality of the videos. Still good quality videos, but I know that there's room to improve. I definitely know there is, but right now, again, like I said earlier, whenever I started making this is not my main source of income, right? So until then, it's gonna take kind of a back seat as far as like priorities go. Right now, sleep is a priority over the video quality, I suppose. But without any more of that, man, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Games for a living on Mex C from this low to high. I don't even know. Is that the actual low to take? GFAL. And can you guys hear me? Yes, you can. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll take it low to high. 236. Probably pull back a little bit. Yeah, you probably go back to your 382. Somewhere around 2 cents, just below 2 cents, right around there. You're at 3 cents right now. You probably go down there, continue to consolidate and move down, and then inevitably you probably will see more of a move up. While it is possible you could bounce from here, you could find support and move up. The weekly RSI I'm not too big on, and the daily RSI also looks weak. 4 hours kind of neutral, but I mean that's what you get with a very sideways like past couple weeks, right? Anyways, that's GFAL. I think it goes lower. Let's talk about mint layer. I don't know. Another thing, if I could make a request, is if you guys could leave the ticker. You know, you said Elijah went up. You said mint layer, and that's cool. We found it anyways. But if you could just say MLU, or is it just MLUS? Yeah, it's just MLUSD. Because then it's easier. Let's see. And if not, it's really not a big deal. It's more of a request. It's not like, if you don't do this, I'm not going to do your coin. I'll do the request. I'll figure it out if I have to. But it's more of like, you know, help me out. It makes it easier on something that's already like, it's kind of time consuming enough. But bottom to top, relative low to high, 0.5, 236 rejection. I don't really like the daily RSI. I don't mind the price action, but you did close below your 382 again. Yeah, I think you go lower. At least to 40 cents, if not 23 cents. You've got a lot lower to go, man. You're at 60 cents now, so either of those drops are not small accomplishments at all. Rejecting the overbought zone, yeah. Yep, I think you're going lower. I definitely do. That's mint layer relatively immediately, too. Like relatively, yeah, the daily doesn't look good, the weekly doesn't look good relatively. And I say immediately, I don't mean like you're going to drop down there in one day. You could, but probably like, when I say immediately, I mean I don't think you're going to go up from here and then down. I think you're working your way down there between 40 to 23 cents now. You're in the middle, you're in the very beginnings of this move, right? Like if we were to move like this all the way down, like that, it might not go there immediately. It might take months, still multiple months from now, but you're not moving up, you know, like you're in the middle of that move right now is all I'm trying to say. Anyways, that's mint layer. Lit lab on Mex C. Maybe we'll use Dex Screener for this one. Not lot, lit lab token. That looks good. I guess that is, no, it's not. It's different. Okay. Let's see. Oh, that's the weekly. That's why. This goes all the way back to May of 23. All right, we're going to use this one. Okay. This is first day mania, so I don't know how accurate that fib's going to be, but let's just see. Hey, you hit your 1618. That's not bad. Daily RSI is interesting. It's not necessarily good, but it's not bad either. You're holding that 1272. I can't help but think this one actually looks like it wants to go up, man. I think you held the line you need to hold. You've been holding it. And you even slipped, right? So you had your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom, which wouldn't hold. You broke through it. You got your lower low, like significantly lower. You got the volume to eat it up and follow through and finish off with a daily bullish engulfing candle. I think you did it, man. All in all, you held your 1272. You can count as like 1, 2, 3 instances of that. I think you want to move up. I do like this continuing the balance off of the oversold zone. I really do. Just get above the 60, man. Get above 60 on your daily reading on the RSI. That's what will generate stronger price action and moves higher than this high here. I would think you want to go higher, though, probably to 8.1 to 16 cents, somewhere in there, man. That's a pretty big range, but you're at 3 cents now. Up to 8 cents, that'd be nice, man. And I doubt you stop there. I really do. Looks good. Looks good, yeah. Let's move on to ABT. ABT for CELOS. ABT, I think CELOS likes it on Solana. Or no, ABT is different. Okay. You know what? I just realized that I wrote ABT down here twice, so it's not 26 altcoins. It's going to be 25 altcoins. Maybe it is ABT. No, it is, because he does like Arc Block. Okay, ABT. Arc Block, but on Solana, right? I swear I did it yesterday, or maybe I'm thinking ARB. That's what it was, ARB. Okay, all right. Never mind, guys. Sorry, I know that was a little bit confusing. ABT looking unstoppable, undeniable. Man, yeah. Really, really strong on the RSI. Volume is dying off for sure. That's a pretty significant hit in volume for a pretty significant move up last week, 80%, 81%. I do think you're at the top. I do think you're, if not at the top, you're very near the top. You could move up one more little leg, have a slightly higher high, further this like bearish divergence look, and then boom. And I say further it because you also have this high to this high as a lower high while having a higher high, lower lows or lower levels of volume as you're building price going higher, and significantly lower levels of volume too, I might add. Yeah, I can't help but think you're probably not going to continue. 1618 hit, holding the 1272. I would say really if you close below $1.51, you're probably likely going to go below this low. And I do think you're going to go below that low inevitably. Whether you go above this price immediately, like however it looks, inevitably I do think that you're going to go lower than like 90 cents there, 89 cents, whatever that is. Let's see. The main reason for that is because from the relative low to high, your 382 is all the way at 60 cents. And I very much think that you would go there. You could pull all the way back to your 61869. That's not weird at all. It's the golden ratio for a reason. But that would be a severe drop. You're at $2 now. We're talking about a drop that would take you all the way back to 20 cents, 25 cents. So that is a pretty ginormous drop. In which case, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you do find support at your 382 and then continue building higher. After a strong move, it's a very common maneuver to take place, and then you build like that. But let's just see. I don't know. Very strong on the RSI, on the daily and the weekly. It definitely does look good, but I can't help but feel like this might be the high. This might be your momentary high. Not your top, but momentary high. You could see a slightly higher move, sure, over the coming days, but it would likely get sold into. And for the time being, I'm taking this as the high. That can be proven wrong, though. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour doesn't look half bad, actually. Definitely leaves open the potential for us to see a higher high here. If we look at this, holding that 382, it kind of looks like it wants to move up more, man. So maybe you do. You move up a little bit more. You're at $2 now. Maybe move up to $2.60, $2.70, maybe even all the way up to $3. But soon you're going to reverse this. And just because I say that doesn't mean you have to go up there. That could be your high still. You could turn around from here. Who knows what happens? But The whole reason I'm saying all these like what ifs on if it goes up is because it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter how high it's going to go up. If you're patient, you can very likely snag prices that are even lower than this low, which you're at $2 now. That's over a 50% drop. In my opinion, I think that you can expect to see that. So that's ABT. Let's talk about PNG now on Avalanche is what he said right here. Pangolin. Man, isn't that what started the convid? Let's see here. I don't mind this chart. Top to bottom. 618. Pull back to your 0.5, your 382. Very common maneuver, and then continue higher. You probably do pull back from here immediately. See you at about 18.5 cent. 19 cent, somewhere in there. If not, all the way down at 8.7 cent. Somewhere in between this green line and this orange line down here. And then after that, you're gonna move up. You're gonna go higher. You're definitely, I don't think that this is the end of this. If you close below your 382 down here, it wouldn't look good. If you close below this, it's very condemning that you're gonna go lower. But I'm not necessarily expecting that right now. Yeah, it looks good to me, man. I think it wouldn't be crazy to turn around from here at those previous areas I was talking about, but then continue higher. So that's PNG. Probably chills for a little bit and then moves higher. Let's see here. Oh, Dragon, DRGN. Only on Gate.io, man, or Gate.io. I want to say it pulls back soon too, man. That's some pretty decent bearish divergence that you have on your weekly too. Nice little move up. See a pull back down to about 3 cents, 2.8 cents, maybe even lower than that. Previous area of resistance right on your green line, right at your 382. It all makes sense to me. I think you're going to about 2.89 cents. 3 cents, 2.8 cents, somewhere around there. Anyways, that's Dragon Chain down for now. Colana. What happened? Why is it? It's just not a lot of volume. Let's do it on this one. What is it, man? It's Colana. All right, well, I guess we're doing that. Not a lot of volume, 53K in volume. That's very low liquidity, man. Looks like it might want to go lower. It does. I think it does. I think I was bearish in my last video on this, if I remember correctly. But I think it wants to go lower. Low to high, and I was bullish prior to that, but it's since changed my mind. You kind of broke through this little structure that you had, this little positive looking structure, right? That doesn't look good over the past couple days, and maybe you could draw it out to where it's like this, but I don't know, man. I want to get like that. To me looks like nice and tight and respected, like right there, just like that. And you broke through that, so I don't know. Really, though, beyond the speculative diagonal line, which I think with the naked eye you can kind of see it where it's definitely breaking it here, you are finding resistance on your 382. Tried to get above it, rejected your 236. Now you're ping-ponging between the 0.5 and the 382. The next target area would be $0.007, if not potentially all the way down to 0.0046 or 0.0036, somewhere in that range. Any and all in between, but lower nonetheless is where I think you're going. That's Colana. Origin Trail for Mr. Purple. So you said track. How come, dude, I swear, Purple, did I not type that in yesterday? And it just didn't. Did I type the wrong thing in? Let me see. Let me look at this. Hold on. Where you at? Oh, I think you said track with a K, but it's track with a C. Maybe that's why. Or am I remembering it wrong? You said it with the C, bro. Wow. Yep, sleep, you have gotten the best of me yet again. All right, so let's see. Origin Trail on Coinbase. My bad. We're doing it now, though, Purple. Yeah, we'll do it on Coinbase. You know, this is one of those coins. Ivan on Tech talks a lot about this thing, man. I respect his opinions. He's a developer. He's a coder himself. You know, he's a pretty smart mind. So if he likes something, I mean, I take that into consideration. And he talks this thing up all the time. I don't know much about the fundamentals, but what I do know is that's a really nice looking bottom. This kind of look, you guys know I love. I didn't even draw it properly, but you can see what I'm going for, right? This little cup. Why is it doing that? Why are you doing that? Hold on. There we go. Like that look, it looks really, really good, man. It's very friendly. Kind of holding support on a previous area of resistance. Nonetheless, you had a very positive move up. Not a lot of volume, or is it? Let's see. It's decent compared to like relative price action. It's pretty decent volume on the move up. I like it. I think it's fine. I like the RSI. Yes, you have bearish divergence presenting itself. It's not confirmed though. You really broke out of this, back tested it for support, and then continued up. Like, man, it looks really good. You could move back from here. You're at about $1 right now. You could move all the way back down to 70 cents and then continue higher. I doubt you go below 70 cents though. 1 second. Yeah, I do think it wants to move up higher, but first maybe a little bit of a pullback down. Let's look at the daily. That daily looks good, man. I don't know. Looks can be deceiving. This is a bearish look on the weekly, yes, but if you just keep building, man, you keep going green. I mean, the 1618 is the golden extension. It wouldn't be crazy to turn around here, build productively, go from your 1618 at least to your 1414, if not your 1272, and then build from there. But you don't have to. You could break above it immediately. Go to your, come on now. Go to your 1886 or somewhere in between this level. Come back and find support on your 1618 and then move up higher. Like, that could happen. All in all, I think this thing wants to go up higher, man. You're going to see $2 in no time, no problem. You're probably going to see new all-time highs too, like throughout this move. This does look pretty damn good. Not going to lie. But don't be surprised if it sees some kind of pullback that would take you down again. I mean, around, what was it, 80 cents? 70 cents, sorry. 70 to 80 cents, somewhere around there. Being at $1, that's a significant enough pullback. Even if it doesn't, okay? Even if it doesn't pull back to there and it continues to build, you likely will at least pull back to the current prices. So patience is the answer, in my opinion. Not financial advice, none of it is, but I think if you're patient, you might get lower prices, and if not, it'll get away from you, but it'll still come back and you can buy back at these prices, more confident that you're not going to go lower. A lot less risk to buy back at these prices when coming from above than it is when coming from below, if that makes sense. So I would just be patient. I think an opportunity one way or another will present itself. If it goes up, oh well, it'll come back down probably to these areas. You're at the 1618, a very significant area. I would think you'd at least pull back to that at some point before continuing dramatically higher. Or the more probable option, in my opinion, is you do find a rejection right here immediately, a temporary rejection. You go to your 1414, your 1272 around 70 to 81.5 cents, and then move higher. And without any more of that, I think I'm going to end it there. Let's talk about Polka Starter. Another one, Flower Child. I know you like to write them down the whole thing, but I really would appreciate the tickers, you guys. They help out. They definitely do. I don't want to like keep saying that because I feel like it sounds like I'm complaining, and I'm not trying to complain. I'm just more trying to like, it's like, hey, this would help my life out. It would make things faster. I would appreciate if you did that. But if not, it's really not a big deal. Like truthfully, it's really not a big deal. It's just more of like Like, I can say something about it, so I'm going to. And if you don't comply, I'm not going to get upset at all. Like, I can still do it. It makes it easier. That's all. If you think about it. Top to bottom, I like this look. I think it wants to go higher. Yeah. I like the weekly RSI. You are set up for an area that you could reject from here. That wouldn't look good. You definitely don't want a red week here. You don't want to find support down here, find resistance on the 1272 and go lower. That would not look good, but I don't think you're going to get that. Looking at the daily, I like the daily RSI. Yeah, I like a lot about it. I'd like to see more volume come into it, but for now, I think it does want to go. I think it wants to go higher than this. In fact, where I would say you're going next is anywhere from $1.50 to $2, and here you are at 97 cents right now. That's Polka Starter. Let's do Moon River, Moon Riv, Mover. That's right. That's what this one is. Mover. Okay, we'll do it on KuCoin, sure. That is a nice move up, man. Definitely a nice move up. I would love if we all made 400% in a week. I would love that. At any given point, just maybe now, this week, let's all make 400% this week. Wouldn't that be nice? Holding above the 382, yes, you closed a little bit below, but man, this looks really good too. I think you want to move up to your 61869, $73 to $105. You're at 22 now. You're not going to see another week exactly like this, but maybe it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks that it takes to go there. Maybe it is 1 week, but I bet it's going to be a slower process. Like if this was your price target from down here, right? You were buying down here, it was moving up, and then boom, all the way up to here. If this is the next price target area, I doubt you're just going to go straight up. You know, you're probably going to meander. It's going to take longer than it did here, but up to $74 to $107 technically. That's the zone that I'm looking for. So that's Moon River. Let's talk about Moonbeam. Oof. Doesn't look too bad. I don't know. I might not like it, honestly. Which is interesting because I think don't Moonbeam and Moon River, aren't they like constituents, acquaintances? I don't like the potential rejection you have off your 236 here. If you get back below that 382, you get below 37.7 cents, 37.5 cents, I should say. You're likely going to go to the 61869, which is all the way down at 27 to 24.6 cents, down lower. I don't mind the daily RSI. The weekly doesn't look too bad, but I'm not a big fan of it, I guess. 4 hours too neutral. It's hard to say on the RSI, so just based off the fibs, I kind of would interpret that you'd go lower. What are you doing here? It's weird. You're holding the 382 here. That does look good. Yeah. I would just say watch for that, man. If you close below 37.7 cents, you're going lower. And then if you can close above the 236, you're going higher. But it's kind of hard to say. Right now, I do think you go lower, at least to this 382 around this area. And then we could talk about you going higher afterwards. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just move straight up from here. But that's Glimmer. Let's talk about Flux. Flux, man. I do like the structure. I definitely do like the structure. I like the weekly RSI. I like the daily RSI. I like all that, yeah. Looking good. I don't like the volume, but that's okay. I mean, do we have it on USDT? Yes, we do. Volume's a little bit better. Only a little. Yeah, it looks really good, man. Yeah. It's just a matter of time. This is nice, man. You might, like, literally already the past 2 weeks you've had nice movements up. I think you're going to continue that. All the way up to $1.60. You're at 95 cents now, so you're going to continue to move up. And probably like this, if not just like this, like just storming up there to that $1.60 area. That's where I think you're going to find resistance. You could go a little bit above it. I mean, maybe you go all the way to 250, but I doubt it. I think $1.60, $1.94 at the highest. is where you're going in the more immediate term. Good looks on Flux, Osmosis, Osmo, with Coinbase, with crypto, with Binance, with Osmosis. Oh man, somebody requested. Damn, somebody requested that I do one of these on some different website. I wonder if it's this one. I don't know, man. Anyways, we're looking at Osmosis on Osmosis. I feel like that makes sense. Top to bottom here. 0.5. Not a whole lot, really. Not a lot to go off of. Really not a lot at all. I think you go higher. I do. You could pull back first to about $1. You're at $1.57 now. You could pull back first, but I think you want to go to the 61869. Reminds me of ABT, kind of a similar chart, just without the next move up. 260, 340, 330, 325, 332, something like that. That's where I think you're going. That's Osmosis. And again, I'm just going to make sure you guys can hear me. Yes, yes, it looks like you can. Yeah, looks like it wants to go up. I don't mind the daily RSI at all. I know it looks weak. I know it does, but like it looks weak, but really you haven't done anything. You haven't gone lower. You're holding this, like you've cooled way off, and now you're holding these areas. Like that's a good look to me, at least. This is your weak. This is your weakest readings you've seen in a while, and this is what you get. Like I think it's gonna go higher, man. I really do. This one. Okay, well, we're going to do this one on Avalanche, it looks like. Let me just see. Yeah, I think this is the right one. I think it wants to go lower as well. Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. It's not a good look. Rejected 382 on your second attempt up. You hit the 0.5 first. Now you're finding resistance at the 382, closing below the 236 again. This kind of look, man, it would make me think that you're going to go below these lows, potentially down to 60385. Yeah, even into the negatives. You're probably not going to go into the negatives. It's very impossible, but that's a significant drop from here, man. Yep. Yep. Maybe you don't. Maybe you find support somewhere around here. You find a slightly higher low, as you have been technically, but nonetheless lower from here. Definitely, I do believe it's going to go lower. That's COQ ENU ANKR anchor. This is, yeah, all right, let's see. Man, I think that's a good accumulation range right there. Look at that month that you're having, man. Bullish engulfing month, 3 days, 19 hours left. I do think you're going to engulf. You're going to break above the 50 on your monthly RSI. Nice. A lot of like long-term strong signatures coming in right now. You want to make a move up to that 4.1 cent area soon, very soon. Likely you do go higher. Somewhere in this zone you're going to find resistance probably. Between 4.1 to 5.6 cents is what I would think. You could go right up to these highs. You might go a little bit past them. You might go a little bit under them. You could fall short just above this yellow line, but somewhere up here nonetheless is where I think you're going to go. You're at 3.29 cents now. The minimum target would be 4.1. Maximum is like 5.6. So yeah, higher, more immediately higher, I think. Yes, you have bearish divergence, but that can be overturned if you just keep growing, and I think you will. That's Anchor. Looking good. Talking about Tia. Tia. Oh, man. Any drinkers and smokers out there, man? If I drink, or if I yawn again, you got to drink or smoke. Feel bad for all the hash smokers. You guys are going to get lit tonight. Or all the hard liquor drinkers as well. Top to bottom, not a whole lot of help there. Cooled off, really cooled off on your RSI. Super like lower lows throughout the whole thing while having higher lows. That does look pretty good. Very reluctant to get into the oversold zone. Not a lot to go off of with the weekly. 4 hour looks like it's starting to be productive actually. It's not necessarily in areas of strength, but it looks like you're getting ready to turn around. I want to say this thing actually wants to move up from here. Does it get a higher high? That's the question. It's hard to say because it all kind of looks like it's rolling over. I'm going to call for a non-higher high somewhere around $20. You're at $16.50 now. And then from there, maybe a bit of a pullback, and then you can continue to move up afterwards. OLAS on BitGet. Sure, maybe not. Let's talk about it on Dex Screener. Yeah, that'll do. Oh. 2.2, yeah. I don't like it. I don't like this chart at all. It's so weird. Hold on. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, this is a better one. All right. Well, would you look at that? I had targets down to the 382 and the 618.5 area, neither of which were hit. Looks like you're reversing right now. This is actually a really bullish look. You got close to hitting that first target at the 382, but you actually didn't even touch it. That is a really bullish look. You had a very positive reaction afterwards. You did close above this. Volume is not like too impressive, but you still have more to go before you like officially have broken out. You're overbought on the weekly. It all looks good in my opinion. Daily RSI looks good. Weekly RSI looks good. I think you do. I think you want to go higher. Yeah, lower prices are relinquished from here for sure. Top to bottom, you want to go up to $11 to $15, $15.20. Yeah, making the next move up, and you could go higher than that. You could go to your 2272 at 28.25, but higher nonetheless is what I think. Looking good on OLAS. Farm. Talk about farm. This is one of those coins that I just feel like for me it came out of nowhere. Like I've never heard of this thing before, but now I feel like everybody is talking about it or like wanting to hear about it. And I get it. Nice accumulation range, man. When it breaks, it's going to do well. You're at $44. You're going to see $200 or more in a very short amount of time. Is it ready to break? I think that's the more important question to ask, at least relatively speaking. You've got higher lows, lower lows in the RSI. That's hidden bullish divergence. It does look good, looks constructive for sure. You do not have bearish divergence presenting itself, but you did reject your overbought zone, which doesn't look good. Though I have been seeing in crypto a lot lately where you reject the overbought zone, you see a very weak move to the downside, and then you immediately reverse back up. So, that might be what we're getting now. That has been happening a lot in crypto lately. Now that I've said that, anytime I notice it, I will just point it out automatically. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with the idea that you're still in your accumulation phase. If you move up from here, you're probably not going to move too much past $63. And if you move down from here, I really doubt that you'd move below $31. Yeah. So until then, you're just playing, you're moving sideways, you're accumulating, you're getting ready. There will be signs for the breakout, but I don't think it's happening right now. I think you have to be a little bit more patient. Maybe a little bit of down over the next day or two and then up, but it could reverse here, but that's my thoughts on farm. I do think it has a lot higher to go when it does break out. It's just we're not at that point yet. OGN. Origin token. I really like the weekly RSI a lot. Yeah, I really like that thing, man. Daily RSI looks phenomenal as well. Good job. Yeah. This thing's going to do some craziness soon. Yeah, we'll see you at 44 to 55 cents. You're at 17.8 cents now. It's going to happen like this. It's going to be explosive, right? But we're not going to get that big reversal. You might see a little bit of a reversal, but nothing that's going to take this, right? Bear market versus bull market. You're going to get a pump like this, but the prices up there will be sustained, at least, you know, over time. Looks good. Looks good. As far as when does it happen, it's hard to say. It could be happening now, man. This is your week, your first week where you're in the overbought zone, actually. So it could be happening now. You've hit that 382 a few times. Like it really could be happening now. But if not, sometime over the next like month or two, if not the next week or two, it looks like it wants to break out. DGB, Digibyte, man. This is one I feel like I should have made a separate video for, but we're too far in it now to go back. Oh, look at you, Digibyte. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. This thing's existed longer than 2020. That much is true. Yeah. All the way back in 2014. This is the Bittrex chart, so it's not going to be live. This is back from December. They cut off after that. I wonder. Top. Whatever. We'll go back. We'll go back to another chart. Binance. Sure. We have a relative high, we have a relative low, so we'll use that. High to low. 236 hit on a 78% month. Good job, man. It looks like you want to break out of this range, Digibyte. It looks like you want to. This is a breakout candle right here, man. You want to move up to your 382 all the way at about 2.1 cents. Maybe even make a move all the way up to 5 cent to 6.3 cent. I have very high hopes for Digibyte. I think that this thing can see new all-time highs. Absolutely, but we're at 1 cent right now, 1.28 cents, seeing 47 to $1.57, very much on the table for the end of the cycle, if not higher. And I have some pretty high hopes for Digibyte, honestly. Let's see, real quick. $226 million. $226 million. Yeah, you could see 100x. You could see a multi-100x on this thing, man. Honestly, it does not have to stop at $1.57. It could go higher. Like, it sounds crazy, but dude, you could. Okay, maybe not 15. maybe not. Yeah, maybe not $15. That'd be 1,000x, but still, 100x, multi-100x, very possible for Digibyte. PNG again. But this time just on Coinbase, or Mexi. Looks good. Not a lot to go off of. Looks good. I would not buy here. Not a lot to go off of. Looking at the daily, it also looks good, but I wouldn't buy here, man. Hard to say. Whew. Hard to say what you do. You got your 1618. Pull back from here. Go to your 14141.272. I think that's what it was on the Avalanche or the whatever I was trying to do it on earlier. Go lower and then go higher. That's my thoughts. Yes. Pangolin. ABT. We also already did ABT. All right. So we're going to move on to Bob. B-O-B. Whew. Hard to say, man. I don't necessarily like it, honestly. Let's see how you do. Let's see what you do with this week. If you can get back above the 618 at about 4045, what is that actually? 40454. If you can close this week above there, I have hopes for you. But if you turn around from here, you get a red week after rejecting your 786. Now you're like reverse constructive. You're deconstructive by finding resistance on the 1618. You want to get above that. So, it doesn't look bad. It definitely doesn't look bad right now. It just has the potential to look bad, and I don't want to see that happen. And you don't want to see that happen if you want to see this thing go up higher. I don't mind that. Yeah, you need to get up a little higher, man. Close above 404542 this week. If you can do that, on to new highs. On to 30137, 30672, 20. You got more to go, but a little bit more to prove first. Hope that helps. Because again, if you do close below, or if you start moving lower, like really if you close below 40279, you're probably going to go all the way back down to 401717 or lower. Wouldn't be a good thing. I mean, it'd be a good thing for potential investors, but that is Bob. Let's talk about Filecoin, and then we got Look and DGI. I feel like I've heard of Look. It's like Looks. You get Looks or something. I forget what it's called, but nice accumulation range on Filecoin. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Nice volume for sure. Strong reads on your RSI looking good. Yes, bearish divergence is presenting itself. It wouldn't surprise me if you opened up this week to the downside, but then closed it green and actually negated this bearish divergence. It actually won't exist if you just continue to go higher. That is the highest weekly close we've seen since February of 2023, so in a year. Pretty significant stuff. I really do like this overall accumulation range, and I like the atom and the Eve shape that you have here. Not drawn to perfection, but you can see the atom. That's your V. Here's your Eve, undeniably, man. And even within this Eve pattern, you have an atom and Eve in there, right? I'm going to delete that, this bigger one, so you can see it. But you've got the Adam and Eve right there. So Adam and Eve's within Adam and Eve's, it looks like a bullish setup to me. Whenever you do break above, like not too much higher, 875, you're very likely going to see a move that takes you all the way up to $17 to $28 to $29, potentially even all the way up to like $48. So very quick moving, ready to do it. You moved up 18%. No. You moved up 29% last week and 18% the week before. That's a lot of volume. It's nice volume for sure. I think you want to go higher. If you pull back from here, it's going to be miniature amounts. If anything, maybe you consolidate for a little bit and then you move higher. But that's Filecoin. Let's talk about Look. Filecoin looks really good, man. It's like just like Compound. It's about to break out, but it hasn't done it yet. Okay. Maybe this isn't what I thought it was. Oh, is it Looks? It's Looks. Look share. Okay. I thought it was Looks, but I typed in Look. Play it back. I said Looks, plural. I know I did. Yeah, I remember one of my friends was talking to me about this, actually. Shout out to my homie, if he's watching this, which I doubt he is, but he was talking to me about this. I'm so glad I didn't put money into this, man. Oh, wow. Yeah, it probably does recover at some point. I don't know enough about it, though. I doubt it goes lower. I bet you are making a move up right now up to this 382 around $2.80. No, I'm sorry. I saw that wrong. 28 cents. You're at 9 cents right now. 28 cents is where you're going to go, if not potentially higher to 96 cents, $1.40 even. But it looks good. It looks like it wants to move up higher. I don't mind the weekly. I do like the daily RSI as well. So that's Look shares. Let's finish this bad boy up with DGI. And put it on the USD pair. Not a lot to go off of, is there? Hold on. Okay, well, we'll use this. So this is really new. Really, really, really new. So do not expect TA to work 100%. Very nice looking on the RSI. I don't like the volume. I bet you pull back. You could continue higher first, but I do think you'll see prices down at around 1.42 cents again. 1.5 cents, 1.4 cents, somewhere in that area. Move down, and then we could talk about you moving up. I don't think that just because you move down from here that this is over. I just think, move down, find support somewhere, and then continue to build. I think this thing does want to continue to build, but too early to say. Not enough to know. There's probably some fundamental things I'm not aware of on this thing, but I do think it wants to go lower for the time being, for like the more immediate time frames. I like that 4-hour RSI, man. Hot, very hot. You're at an area that you've turned around once and twice before, even your third time here, right? Consolidated for a bit, moved down, consolidated, slowly moved down, consolidated, moved down fast. So you probably do pull back at least here 236. Maybe I'll move it up. Instead of 1.4 to 1.5, maybe move down to like 1.86 cents, but lower nonetheless. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.